Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Managing subscription renewals can be a headache for any business. The struggles of keeping track with memberships and reminding clients about renewals often results in lost customers. To address this, I have built a Google Apps Script workflow using Google Sheets, which simplified the process of reminding the clients about their subscription renewal. In this video, we're going to be automating that subscription renewal process using Google Apps Script. This function or this particular automation is designed to automate the process of sending renewal reminder emails to users whose subscriptions are due to expire within the current month. So, for example, if we look at this Google Sheet here, there are multiple dates whose end dates will be in the current month right now. So, if they are in the current month, I would like to send out a reminder email to those clients telling them that your subscription is going to be ending this month. So, yep, just get the new subscription for the month. And we'll be fetching the email address, the name, the subscription end date. These are the details that we're going to be fetching from the Google Sheet that we'll be using inside of the email. And once the emails are sent, there is a status column and there's a logs column. So status column is for personal use. So once the email is sent, it's going to be entering a pending status in the name for which or for the client for which the email has been sent. And once they pay the amount and you get a confirmation, you can change that pending to done. And the logs, if there are no issues with the dates and the email address, it's going to be sending an email. But if there's an issue, it's going to be logging the issue out here. So you know if it's a wrong date or it's a wrong email or whatever the issue is, it's going to be logging it out in the log section here. So let's just open up our Google Apps Script editor by going to extensions and clicking on Apps Script. I'll be leaving the Google Sheet link in the description with the code. If you want to work with it, you can check that out. So now that we are in our Google Sheet, I'm just going to clear this up. I'm going to be creating a new function here. I'm going to just name this as check and send renewals. This is the name of my function. And inside of this, I'm going to be starting off by getting my Google Sheet. So I'm going to do const sheet spreadsheet app dot get active spreadsheet. After which I'm going to be getting my particular sheet by name. There are different ways that you can use to get your Google Sheet. It could be by ID or the current active sheet, but I like to particularly get it by the name. After that, we're going to be creating a new variable known as data, inside which we're going to be doing sheet dot get data range. And this data range is going to be, it's just going to get all the values or all the rows and of data. It's going to be fetching all the data from the Google Sheet and it's going to be storing it into a 2D array. And once we are done with that, we're going to be accessing the contents of the sheet. As discussed previously, we're going to be going to our Google Sheet here and we are going to be fetching some details like the email address, the end date, the name of the customer, the status column and the logs column. So to do that, we have the data or we have the range and we have the values inside of data. So I'm going to be using something like this where I'm just going to be getting the values or I'm going to be declaring those ranges for the values. Here you do sheet.getRange, you put in the values, get the last row and you get the data. So I've done that for email, the end date, the name, status and logs range. And once I'm done with that, I will be using those ranges defined earlier and fetching the actual values. And for that, we're going to be using this part of the code where we're going to be putting in the values here. So we get the email values, we do email range dot get values, we just do that and we do that for all the variables here. So this is how we fetch the values using the get data range function and the get values function. After this, I'm going to be creating a new variable called today, inside of which I'm going to be creating a new date for myself. So I'm going to be creating a new date and I'm going to be going in here. I'll be creating a const current month. So I need to know the current month that is going on so I can compare it with the current month of the values that are there. Like it's going to be comparing the subscription end date with the current month. So it has to match that. So we're going to be doing today.get month. And once we fetch the month, it's all about just getting the current year, just some other extra details like that. So for that, we're going to be doing today.get full year. If you want to know more about this date property, I'll be leaving that link in the description. It's a very interesting one where you interact with dates and stuff. So I'm going to be creating another one called day of the month. So I'm going to be doing today.get date. So here we have just fetched all the dates or all the values that we required for it, and I'm going to be creating an if loop here. So if the day of the month is not equal to the one you want, so like I like to, if I had a subscription business or like subscription based business where people get subscriptions, I would set it to the 15th of the month. Once that's there, if it's not the 15th, I like to just have a logger.log that says today is not the 15th of the month and no emails will be sent. So I like to keep something like this. That gives me, I'm just going to do a smart return here, and this is our if loop to check so that it doesn't run the rest of the code that is actually heavier, right? I'm going to be opening up a new for loop here, inside of which I'm going to just do let I equal to 0, and I'm going to be doing I less than the email range, or I mean not the email range, the email values. And I'm going to doing email values dot length and just iterate I plus plus. I'm going to be opening up the curly braces here, and inside of this I'm going to be getting the email now individual. We have that range there of emails, but I want the values, so I'm going to be doing email values and I'm going to be accessing them. So I'll go get me the first one, right? After that we go end date, so it's a string, so I want end date str, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for that, end date values, put I in here and get that. After that I'm going to be fetching the name of the client, right? So we're just doing the data fetching here for now so we can have access to them and then put them in the email body. So now I'm just going to be pasting in a quick if loop here inside of my code here. So basically this code converts the subscription end date from a string to a date object, and in case the conversion fails, it will log the issue and move on to the next user or client, ensuring that an invalid entry does not disrupt the process. And once we are done with that, we're going to be going ahead and just getting our month. Now previously we had created a variable known as end date. So we're going to be creating another variable called month end, and out of the date that we just created, I'm going to be getting the month. Oops, we get the month out of this. And after I get the month, I'm going to be getting the day end. So the end day that is there for the client. So I'm going to be doing end date dot get date. Once we have the dates and we know that it is in the current month, all we have to do is just generate the email body and send an email to the customer. So what we're going to be doing is there's an if loop here, and it checks if the month end is equal to the current month that we had fetched up here, and the end date, the full year. So both the years match and the month matches. We do a try, we open up and we create an email body inside of which we do dear, we enter the name of the client and we give in the details here, and we create the entire email body inside of this. After that we use the mail app to send an email with a subject of the email, and we have the email body there. And I like to always have logs in my execution, like I like to keep some logger.logs between my code to know, so it will tell me if an email is sent, and it will be giving me the email address as well as it will be giving me the renewal date for that if it's sent. And after that we're going to be just passing on the status values. We're going to be putting it to pending, and the log values will be put to email sent. And after that, if just in case there is an email that is missing, it's going to be just saying fail to send the email, and it will fit and will just give a message there. And if it's not, it's going to be skipping the row due to missing the thing, and it's just going to be putting the logs as missing email or missing end date. And so this is like basically the main part of the code, and this basically handles the email sending. And once we are done with that, all we have to do is just put in the set values function that will basically set those values inside of the Google Sheet. So we're going to be going up here, and I'm going to go here and put this up here. So this is going to be taking the status range that we had fetched above. It's going to be setting the values with the status values that we declared up here. There's going to be either pending and or it's going to be log values, and it depends on which one's going to go there based on the error received. I'm going to go ahead and save my code, and I'm going to give this a name saying I guess renewal automation, something like this. I'm going to click on rename. I'm going to get the top, just going to format the document. This looks neat, So currently it is the 1st of September while I'm recording this video, so I'll have to put the day of the month as first, but this will just give you an idea of how the code basically works, and whichever dates are existing in the month of September, it's going to be sending an email to those. Since today is the 2nd of September while I'm recording this video, so I'm going to be keeping this as 2 for now. So it's going to be checking in the month of September. You can even adjust a code to do something like this. When it's the 1st of the month, it's going to be checking all the clients whose subscription renewal dates are in the month of September, and it will send an email accordingly. So I'm going to keep this as 2 right now, and I'm going to go ahead and click on run. You can say it's going to be taking a few seconds. It sent 4 emails to the clients, and there are in fact there are 10 clients, and if I open up my email now, I can see the email here saying, "Dear David Lee, we hope you're doing well." And you can see an automatic email has been generated and sent to the client. If I go back to the Google Sheet, you can see there's something like pending, email sent. So this is how we basically used Google App Script and Google Sheets to create a automatic subscription renewal reminder system that will help small businesses remind their clients to renew their subscriptions. If you want to automate this process even more, where you don't want to manually run the code, you can use something known as triggers. I'll be leaving a link in the description that talks about triggers in Google App Script, and that video should help you out. In conclusion, the use of Google App Script can efficiently automate the process of sending subscription renewal emails, and it can automate a lot of things in Google Workspace. I hope you like this functionality, and I'll be leaving all the resources, the GitHub link, the Google Sheet link in the description. You can check that out. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share, and for more content, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.